Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We are continuing with Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, chapter number 1, the spiritual masters. Text number 60. Satam prasangan mama virya samvido bhavanti hritkarna rasayana katha tajoshanad ashva apavarga vartmani shraddharati bhakti anuprameshyati. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in a society of devotees, and it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens, and gradually one attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. Purport. This verse appears in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 25, verse 25, where Kapila Dev replies to the questions of his mother Devahuti about the process of devotional service. As one advances in devotional activities, the process becomes progressively clearer and more encouraging. Unless one gets this spiritual encouragement by following the instructions of the spiritual master, it is not possible to make advancement. Therefore, one's development of a taste for executing these instructions is the test of one's devotional service. Initially, one must develop confidence by hearing the signs of devotion from a qualified spiritual master. Then, as he associates with devotees and tries to adopt the means instructed by the spiritual master in his own life, his misgivings and other obstacles are vanquished by his execution of devotional service. Strong attachment for the transcendental service of the Lord develops as he continues listening to the messages of Godhead. And if he steadfastly proceeds in this way, he is certainly elevated to spontaneous love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Thank you all for joining today's Chaitanya Charitamrita class. As this chapter is entitled The Spiritual Masters, we are continuing to hear about spiritual masters. It is the very first chapter of Adi Leela is about spiritual masters. So we can understand that the importance of spiritual master cannot be overemphasized. It is very, very, very important. And even in this today's verse number 60, important of association is given. Association of who? Spiritual master, bona fide spiritual master of pure devotees. That is very important. In fact, Rupa Goswami has said, Adau Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kriya. Only when we have that basic faith, then we do sadhu sangha. That means we associate with devotees. Why do we associate with devotees? So that we can do sadhana bhakti. We need association of devotees. Unless we have association of devotees, we will not be able to progress. That is why it's very, very important to associate with devotees. Of course, now with COVID-19, it is not that practical, to have personal association like we used to have every week. But at least we can have association over the phone on Zoom like right now. Now, when it comes to association, how do we associate? That's important. It's not that, oh, the scriptures say associate here. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Chaitanya Charitamrita says, associate with devotees. So what am I going to do? I'll just go meet some devotees, say Hari Bol, and that's my association. No, we have to understand at what level are we, at what level is the devotee that we are trying to associate with. If on the same level, then we develop friendship and we reveal our mind. And if the devotee is senior to us, then we inquire submissively and we render service. This is what association is. When we are unable to do physical association, we can do association by reading Srila Prabhupada's books. And when we read Srila Prabhupada's books, we associate with Srila Prabhupada. When we hear lectures of Guru Maharaj or Srila Prabhupada or other devotees, we are associating with them. And the reason for association is that we do some discussion. Why discussion amongst the devotees only? Because the message of Krishna is very, very powerful. And devotees can discuss it properly. So there are no speculations. The devotees follow the strict disciplic succession. There's no distortion in the message of Krishna, right? So when we associate like that, then what is the result of such association? Then our faith becomes very firm. And then, as it mentions in the verse in purport, then there is attraction and then there is devotion. Just like in the material world, we cannot force anyone to love us. It has to come from their heart. They have to be somehow or the other attracted to us, to our qualities, to who we are. Then that relationship starts, and then a person starts, getting a little devoted to the other person. Same applies for Krishna too. If we want to get attracted to Krishna, see, unless we are attracted to Krishna, the devotional service is only just something that we are performing. We are doing the service, but there is no intimate relation, not intimate, but there's no relationship with the Lord. There's no attraction. When that is not there, then the full potency of devotional service is not there. The idea of this whole process of Krishna consciousness is that we come to that level of devotional service which is based on attraction to Krishna. And how do we do that? It's only practice, 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 practice until we become perfect. And that is why Srila Prabhupada has given us this very nice process of the morning program, which is like a kavach for us from to be protected from Maya. If we follow the morning program strictly, if we chant attentively, then gradually our faith will become firm. Then there will be attraction, and then there's going to be devotion. So this is how the process is. Now, as we see in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, which we have already covered. And this verse is, spoken by Kapila Dev to his mother, Devahuti. And he's explaining the process of devotional service. We have heard that even Prahlad Maharaj has explained the process of devotion, the 9 processes, right? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. 9 processes of devotional service. And just like even in material life, we like to advance, we like to progress. If I'm in a clerical position, I want to be in management, and then once I'm in management, I want to be probably the CEO. Progress, we all are looking for progress, right? In material life, why not in spiritual life, right? So advancement in Krishna consciousness is very, very important. We cannot be on a plateau for a very long time. Then there is a tendency to fall down. And then we take everything very lightly. And then before we know, we are not associating with devotees. We are not, reading. We are not chanting, or whatever it may be, right? So we have to be careful. If we keep association of devotees and keep it like a fence protecting our Bhakti Lata Beej, our plant, a creeper of devotional service. Protect that creeper of devotion by associating with devotees, right? Only with sadhana bhakti can we progress. And what is this sadhana bhakti? Srila Prabhupada has already explained to us nicely. Now, when we progress, then Prabhupada says in the purport, the process is more clear. Then one feels motivated and encouraged, right? Just like in the beginning, Prabhupada has given this example that if a person has fever, because of maybe infection or whatever, in the beginning taking the medicine is not very pleasing, right? But as the patient goes on taking the medication, right, as then the fever starts clearing. That's when a person starts becoming healthy again. So similarly, even in spiritual life with sadhana bhakti, we can progress in the association of devotees. Then the process is more clear. Sometimes we say, oh, I don't feel motivated, I don't feel inspired, I don't feel encouraged to chant. Prabhupada says, no problem, still chant. When we chant, 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 then we will be able to come to a stage where we would want to chant attentively. Then that attraction and devotion will begin. And instructions of the spiritual master. This whole chapter is about the spiritual master. So we can understand bona fide spiritual master is so very important in our spiritual life. His instructions should be our life and soul. Because without the mercy of the spiritual master, there will be no progress. Very, very important. And the reason the spiritual master is giving us instructions is so that we can advance spiritually. Right? So, why do we worship the spiritual master every day? Because we want to show our gratitude, our sincere gratitude for what he has done for us. He has already guided us so much, and we are looking forward to his guidance and helping us in the future also. Srila Prabhupada started this morning program with glorification of the spiritual master because we are highly indebted to the spiritual master for accepting us as a disciple, for accepting all our past sinful reactions and helping us to progress spiritually. So if we are following his instructions, we are pleasing him, and when he is pleased, Krishna is pleased, and when Krishna is pleased, we are progressing. That is the test of our Krishna consciousness. So when we are performing devotional service, we should be very, very mindful. And the process begins with hearing. That's what we are doing, right? Shravanam. We are hearing, but whom do we hear from? From a bona fide source, and that is the spiritual master. So association with devotees helps one to follow the process properly. Just doing devotional service is not sufficient. It is good, it is better than not doing anything at all, but we have to be aware of our anarthas before we start finding anarthas in others, before we start thinking when we meet somebody, oh, that person is getting so angry. Well, the fact that we are recognizing anger means it is within us. We are identifying. It's like a mirror. We are looking at our own selves. So when we are finding faults in others, we are actually finding faults in ourselves. So we have to be aware of our anarthas, and we have to contemplate on it. Are they reducing? Am I still finding faults? No. We have to put a stop to that, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says offending Vaishnavas is very dangerous. You see, instead of finding faults in others, we need to work on ourselves. We need to learn how to stop finding faults in other devotees. When we are sincere, only when we are sincere, this will be possible. And then the obstacles on our path will start vanquishing. That's what Srila Prabhupada says in the purport, right? They start vanquishing. Goal is to have a strong desire to serve Krishna, strong desire to serve the spiritual master. And if one is steady in Krishna consciousness, then one will start getting elevated gradually. Let's go to verse number 61. Ishvara Swarupa Bhakta Tandra Adhisthana Bhaktira Hridaya Krishnera Satata Vishrama. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. A pure devotee constantly engaged in the loving service of the Lord is identical with the Lord, who is always seated in his heart. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is one without a second, and therefore he is all powerful. He has inconceivable energies, of which three are principal. The devotee is considered to be one of these energies, never the energetic. The energetic is always the Supreme Lord. The energies are related to him for the purpose of eternal service. A living entity in the conditioned stage can uncover his aptitude for serving the Absolute Truth by the grace of Krishna and the spiritual master. Then the Lord reveals himself within his heart, and he can know that Krishna is seated in the heart of every pure devotee. Krishna is actually situated in the heart of every living entity, but only a devotee can realize this fact. What a beautiful verse and purport. Talking about pure devotees, you see, which means our goal should be to purify ourselves. How? By performing loving devotional service, not out of duty. I have to chant, I have to do arti, I have to read. No, it has to be willingly. Oh, when we wake up in the morning, Krishna, thank you. You've given me one more day to chant, one more day to hear, one more day to read and worship my spiritual master. See, Krishna is in the heart, as it is said in this verse and in purport. He's situated in the heart of every living entity to do what? To guide us and to help us. And there is that English saying, right? God helps those who help themselves. Simple as that. So we have to make that effort to take the first step. We need to take that. And once we take the first step, we need to keep moving, right? We have heard and we've read in scriptures that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's all powerful, he's all blissful, he's all attractive. He has inconceivable energies. Like Prabhupada mentions in the purport that, there are three energies, principal energies, right? Internal energy, which expands as a spiritual world. External energy, it consists of all that is matter in this material world. And marginal energy is us, we spirit souls, and marginal energy is also his expansions. Now we have a choice. We are, sorry, not his expansions, we are his expansions. We, the spirit souls, we are his expansions, and we have a choice. What do we want to do? We want to relate and connect with the internal energy or stay in the external energy, right? We are his energy while he is energetic. Why? Because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So our position is to serve him, right? Jivera Swarupoy Krishnera Nitya Das. Nitya means eternal, always. We are always these servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? And how do we serve? We serve him with love and devotion. But because we are conditioned, we have forgotten. We've forgotten our relationship with the Supreme Lord. But by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have got this opportunity again to do what? As Prabhupada says, to revive our lost relationship with Krishna, right? What does he tell us in Bhagavad Gita? Tesham satata yuktana bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam. He says, I will give the intelligence only to those who will serve me worship me with love and devotion. Right? Only when we serve the spiritual master in Krishna with love and devotion, then this transcendental knowledge will be revealed to us. We've all heard that Krishna is in everyone's heart, Krishna is in my heart, Krishna is in everyone's heart, in this one's, that one's, everyone's heart. But have we realized it? Right? Always remember, while seeing any living entity, oh, Krishna is in the heart. When we get angry at somebody, before we open our mouth and start speaking and getting upset, oh, Krishna is in the heart of that devotee too. Control. When we do that, then we can say, yes, we are behaving wisely. So, pure devotees, as the purport also says, pure devotees can realize Krishna in the heart. See, the process that has been given to us by Srila Prabhupada will help us to come to that realization. And in the verse, it says that the pure devotee is identical with the Lord. How beautiful. So, we can understand the position of a pure devotee. So, we have to be very, very careful if if we see a devotee who is junior to us, who is not as elevated in Krishna consciousness as us, then we, are merciful and we give knowledge, we explain, we try to bring that devotee up in Krishna consciousness. As I said in the beginning of this lecture, if the devotee is on the same level, we build friendship and we reveal our mind. And if it's a senior devotee seeing someone senior than us, then we serve them and we inquire from them submissively. Verse number 62. Sadhu hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tvaham mad anyati na jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Saints are my heart, and only I am their hearts. They do not know anyone but me, and therefore I do not recognize anyone besides them as mine. Purport. This verse appears in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, verse 68, in connection with a misunderstanding between Durvasa Muni and Maharaj Amrish. As a result of this misunderstanding, Durvasa Muni tried to kill the king when the Sudarshan Chakra, the celebrated weapon of Godhead, appeared on the scene for the devoted king's protection. When the Sudarshan Chakra attacked Durvasa Muni, he fled in fear of the weapon and sought shelter from all the great demigods in heaven. Not one of them was able to protect him, and therefore Durvasa Muni prayed to Lord Vishnu for forgiveness. Lord Vishnu advised him, however, that if he wanted forgiveness, he had to get it from Maharaj Ambarish, not from him. In this context, Lord Vishnu spoke this verse. The Lord, being full and free from problems, can wholeheartedly care for his devotees. His concern is how to elevate and protect all those who have taken shelter at his feet. The same responsibility is also entrusted to the spiritual master. The bona fide spiritual master's concern is how the devotees who have surrendered to him as a representative of the Lord may make progress in devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is always mindful of the devotees who fully engage in cultivating knowledge of him, having taken shelter at his lotus feet. Beautiful. So as we see, this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam and it's in connection with Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj. We all have heard the story of, what happened between, what was the interaction between Durvasa Muni and Ambarish Maharaj. And we know how Durvasa Muni wanted to kill Ambarish Maharaj. But the Sudarshan Chakra came to protect Ambarish Maharaj. Now Durvasa Muni, he couldn't get shelter anywhere except Ambarish Maharaj. See, Krishna, he forgets if offenses are made to him. but not to his devotees. That is why it's very, very important that we do not offend devotees. If we have offended devotees, then we must make an effort to sincerely ask for forgiveness. That's very important, because unless that devotee forgives us, how will we progress in Krishna consciousness, right? We have to be very mindful about how we talk, how we interact with devotees, and then we may say, oh, but who is a devotee? Prabhupada says, anyone who is chanting is a devotee. So we have to be very, very careful with our words, with our attitude, with our consciousness. Very, very important. Now, this verse is spoken by Lord Vishnu. And the devotees, they are very dear to Krishna. So they are his hearts, and he is the heart of his devotees. So once we take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master and Krishna, then we get protection. We keep our part of the deal sincerely. That is our duty. What do they want? What does a spiritual master want? What does Krishna want? Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dhridavritaha. With firm determination, always chanting the glories of the Lord. And that is why spiritual master is all the time speaking the same thing in all the lectures. Chant attentively. Read Srila Prabhupada's books. I was listening to a lecture of Balabhadra Prabhu where he was saying that one of his brothers has started reading Srila Prabhupada's books for 5 hours every day. And what does Guru Maharaj want? He wants us to read Srila Prabhupada's book, preach, serve. What else does he want? He wants us to progress in devotional life, in our spiritual life. And Krishna is waiting for us to turn to him, like in Bhagavad Gita we read, right? He's waiting for us to take shelter of him. Taking shelter or surrendering to the spiritual master or to Krishna, what does that mean? It means following the instructions, taking the instructions to heart and considering them like our life and soul. See, material world is full of miseries. There are obstacles, there are hindrances. We like, oh, I want to progress, and look, this is what happened to me, and now my progress is, stopped. No, there will be dukhalayam ashashvatam. Krishna has already said material world is full of miseries. Yes, there will be problems. But what do? We keep moving forward with determination. That is the important point, with determination. If we are convinced, right, that yes, this process given to us by Krishna, by Srila Prabhupada, by our spiritual master is the process. If we are convinced of that, then why should we delay? We should go on the spiritual path with full force. Let's do today's last verse, number 63. भवद्विधा भागवतास्तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो तीर्थी कुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वन्तहस्तेन गदाभृता. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Saints of your caliber are themselves places of pilgrimage. Because of their purity, they are constant companions of the Lord, and therefore they can purify even the places of pilgrimage. Purport. This verse was spoken by Maharaj Yudhishthira to Vidura in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 13, Text 10. Maharaj Yudhishthira was receiving his saintly uncle Vidura, who had been visiting sacred places of pilgrimage. Maharaj Yudhishthira told Vidura that pure devotees like him are personified holy places because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is always with them in their hearts. By their association, sinful persons are freed from sinful reactions, and therefore, wherever a pure devotee goes is a sacred place of pilgrimage. The importance of holy places is due to the presence there of such pure devotees. When I was reading this verse, I remembered that story of Hanuman. Hanuman was in his courtyard and he was, doing his puja. He was chanting Lord Ramachandra's name, and there came Narad Muni to visit him. And when Narad Muni came to visit him, Hanuman immediately grabbed his veena and started running. Narad Muni was like, what's wrong with him? Why is he doing that? And Veena is very dear to Narad Muni. So he started running after Hanuman. Hanuman went through the whole courtyard, then he went to the kitchen, then he went to one room and he went to another room. He covered the whole entire house of his, and then he came back to the courtyard and gave the Veena back to Narad Muni. Narad Muni said, what was that? He said, because the pure devotees are places of pilgrimage. You are a pure devotee. You have come to my humble home, and I wanted your lotus feet to touch every corner of my house so that this whole place, my house, becomes a place of pilgrimage. So, what does this verse tell us? That the saints are places of pilgrimage because they are pure. And what is the result? They purify even places of pilgrimage. That is the importance. See, as it is said, sadhu sanga, sarva shastra kaya, lava matra sadhu sanga, sarva siddhi hoy. Lava matra, even a split second of association can deliver one. Sarva siddhi hoy, right? So here we can see the importance of the association of pure devotees. Now, this verse is Yudhishthir Maharaj speaking to Vidura, right? He has understood the position of a pure devotee, and he knew that pure devotees are themselves places of pilgrimage. That when we meet a pure devotee, what do we do? Of course, we offer our obeisances, but then we hear from them. We associate with those pure devotees. When we do that, why should we do that? Because Krishna is in the hearts of pure devotees. Now, one may say, but he's in everyone's heart. But the pure devotees have realized that. They have realized Krishna in their hearts. So when we hear from pure devotees, the sinful reactions are removed. So very, very important that we associate with devotees and especially with pure devotees. And Srila Prabhupada being a pure devotee, that is why it's important to read his books every day so we can associate with him also. Now we've already heard the importance of association, with the devotees. And going to the holy places, yes, it's very nice. But more important is when we go to the holy places, we hear from pure devotees. We associate. That association is very important, because if we hear from pure devotees, when we read Srila Prabhupada's book, when we hear his lectures, when we hear Guru Maharaj's lectures, when we hear lectures of pure devotees, then we start progressing spiritually. See, pure devotees, they are constant companions of Krishna. Like for instance, today is Diwali. Happy Diwali to all of you. We celebrated Dasara a few days ago, right? I believe it is mentioned that 20 days before Diwali comes Dasara. What is Dasara? Dasara is the evil being conquered by the Supreme Lord. Good conquers evil, and Ravana was killed, right? So we should start contemplating in our hearts, what is that evil? What are those evil things in our heart? We need to recognize them, and then we need to conquer them. How? By attentive chanting. Just like today's Diwali is called a festival of lights. That light, according to Bhagavad Gita, is knowledge. When we take on knowledge, then the darkness of ignorance is removed. So we are very, very grateful to Srila Prabhupada for giving us Bhagavad Gita as it is, for giving us Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and so many other books. There's so many books that even if we sit down to read every day, we may not be able to finish in our lifetime, especially for people like me who have almost finished three quarter or maybe almost towards the end of this life, right? Where is the time? We need to find the time. We need to read. We need to. Yes, there will be many excuses. The mind will say, oh, today I'm very tired. I work too much. I have a headache. I had this to do and that to do. There is no time. I'm running around. No, these are all excuses. We have to find time to chant attentively and to read Srila Prabhupada's books. And then once we read and understand, we give this knowledge to others. Because if you remember 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells that there's no one more dear to me than one who gives my knowledge to others. Right? So today is an auspicious day of Diwali when Lord Ramachandra returned back to Ayodhya after 14 years of exile. And today we can take this opportunity to somehow or the other give this knowledge to others. Let their life also light up with knowledge and let the darkness of ignorance go away. So I'm going to end here. And if there are any questions, you may ask.